Right, let's continue our work with complex numbers, looking at how to operate on them. Addition and subtraction come first. So if I want to add two complex numbers, I add their real parts and I add their imaginary parts. If I want to subtract them, I subtract the real parts and subtract the imaginary parts. The additive identity is 0, the same as we're used to in the real number system. So this is easy. The additive inverse of a complex number is just minus that number, or minus a minus bi. So if I add a number and its inverse, I get 0. What are some of the properties? Well, we've got associativity, order in which we add or multiply, not important. Commutativity, order in which we add or multiply from a different point of view, can be done. And we have a distributive law of multiplication over addition. Now, we haven't looked at multiplication yet, but when we do, you will see how to multiply two complex numbers. All right, let's start by looking a bit here at just some adding. Notice I'm adding the real parts and I'm adding the imaginary parts, trying to be real careful not to make a stupid arithmetic mistake somewhere. And so you can check it out here. Notice it doesn't matter the order in which we add. If we have a 10 minus 6i minus a minus 4 plus 3i, we have 10 minus a minus 4 plus minus 6 minus 3i, or in other words, 14 minus 9i. If we have 2 plus 3i minus 2 minus 3i, we add them. Do you notice we get the additive identity, or 0? Now, with these in mind, multiplication can be defined. They can be multiplied as if they were two binomials. All right, first of all, we distribute a times c plus di plus bi times c times d plus di. Notice here, as you go through, we come down to that bdi squared. I squared is -1. So notice that is going to impact BD. Do not try to memorize the formula. Just use the distributive law or property as shown above, or FOIL from when you multiplied binomials in algebra. Okay, let's try a bit of multiplication here. 2 plus 3i times 4 minus I. Notice how I have 2 times 4 minus I plus 3i times 4 minus I. All right, remembering that I squared is -1, minus 3i squared became plus 3, and so I have 11 plus 10i. All right, now in this case, the first thing I need to do is take the square root of -9 and write it as 3i, and the square root of -16 and write it as 4i, then do what I did above there. Okay. All right, here we go. We've got -12 plus 30i plus 12, or just plain -30i.